Hello everyone, TinaGale back today with my new rolling tote and shoulder bag, and I did a video on the rolling tote earlier, and today I am packing up ready for a 3-day crop. So I've set everything out and thought I would do a quick video, although now that I'm looking at it I'm not sure how quick it's going to be. But here's a look at, you saw the rolling tote, the new shoulder bag, and then all of the stuff that I've pulled, and like I said, for a 3-day crop. And I'm kind of going to go through my process of how I crop, or how I pack for my crop, and then I'll show you how it's all going to fit in here. So I have my sketchbooks, my OttLite, my iPad of course, my trash bin and cup holder, all my adhesives. I pack up kits so that I'm not packing a little bit of everything, so I'll go through that process. My favorite punches, my roller stamps, my embellishments, my stamps, all the tools that I need for stamping, my embellishments, my alphabet stickers, my thickers, all of that. And then this front one is also one of the iris cases, and I have this packed. This is an album that I'm working on, and so everything that I have for that album pulled is in that case, so I'm going to take that with me too, so I'll kind of show that in a minute too. I just want to show you real quick, this is all that's up here, and now let's go through how I pack up my kits. So the first thing I do when I'm preparing for a crop is I go through all my photos and I start hunting out the photos that I want to work with. And I put together all of them in sets, you know, whatever the layouts are going to be. Then when I've had my photos, then I start thinking about paper and I start pulling from paper. And depending on how long I'm going to be gone, how many kits I'm going to do, I try to think realistically how much am I scrapbooking, how much am I going to be talking, and all of that. And then I decide if there's things that I need to be doing specifically for design teams that I'm working on, or things that I'm accomplishing in my own scrapbooking, and I decide where I want to pull paper. So sometimes, like right now, the new Close to My Heart Seasonal Expressions book is out, and I have new paper packs from it, and I need to get some samples done up. And so I pulled those paper packs along with the embellishments and stuff and matched up to some of my photos. So that's one way. Another way is that I sit and I think about, I have all of these odds and ends from collections that I've just finished off, and I want to totally finish them off. And so I usually keep all of my little odds and ends in these little packets that you could get from the office supply store. And so I just pull those, and then if I need to pull out paper, like I needed some background paper and stuff. So this is the Fancy Pants True Friend collection. I do have one full sheet of it. And then I just pulled some other scraps of paper that I had that would match. The embellishments that I want to use, which this time most all of them are from Fancy Pants True Friends collection, except for a few of those. And I just match up the photos that I want to work. So that will be one kit, or one kit. Then a lot of times I have older stash that I still really like, but I want to use up. And so I had a lot of this paper that was in the blues and the browns that I really liked, and I don't want to purge them completely. I don't want to get rid of them. I like them. Then I have some of these that are really old that I'm ready to get rid of, but I knew they kind of matched in with these, and so I stuck them in here, and this is my last chance. So I figure I can kind of use them as a photo mat. You're not going to see that much, but the colors go well with the papers that I've chosen. And so this was another type of kit. Things that are really old in my stash and I need to either use or I'm going to get rid of. And so I put together kits like that. This would be another example of some that I need to finish off, newer orders, and then a few older embellishments. This would be the same thing. It's kind of a little bit older and newer mixed in together. This one was more of the photos that I had. I really wanted to get these photos scrapped. There's some from a Christmas program at our church, and so I was just pulling everything that would match in those photos. And in this particular kit, I have a few embellishments in here. Normally I don't put the embellishments in. I'll make sticky notes, and I'll try to show you my sticky notes here in a second. But I usually put all of those in my containers. These are specifically for this kit, and I'm not going to use them in any other kit, so I went ahead and stuck them down in the back. This one, kind of the same thing. So I guess the rest of these are all. This is another new paper from Close to My Heart. This is one. This is the October afternoon, Saturday morning, so I'm trying to finish off some of what I have left of it. Some more fancy pants, and as well as some really old collections. So that's kind of how I might mix and match some of my kits up. Then I pull cardstock or any other paper that I think I might use. This is primarily, I think, all cardstock. And it's basically all my neutrals. My white, my off-white, grays, blacks, and craft. So that's going to do me. And this crop that I'm going to is a 3-day crop. It's all day long. I'm hoping to get a lot done. So I packed really heavily, and I'm also going to be going to another crop in a couple of weeks. So whatever I don't get done here, I know that I'm just taking it to that one. So I packed a little bit heavier. And like I said earlier, this is an iris case, and this is an album that I'm working on for a vacation challenge on one of the message boards I belong to. And so everything that I have working on this album is in this case, and it has been in this case. So I have all of my embellishments, all of my paper. This one happens to be pocket pages. So everything's already sorted out, and so I'm hoping to maybe get to this. I'm not sure if I will, but since it's all in a case already, it's real easy to just throw in, and if I don't get it done, that's fine. It'll just come back home. So that's another way that I pack. Then the next thing that I might do is pull sketches while I have my photos and stuff. Like I said before, when I did the rolling tote video, Close to My Heart has 2 of the sketchbooks, Make It From Your Heart, which are really nice because they have both double page layout, single page, and cards. So I always carry those with me, as well as my catalogs, because they have lots of inspiration in those. And then I have notebooks, which you saw in previously at the beginning, notebooks that are just full of sketches, kind of like this. And so when I went through and picked out my photos and was looking at my paper, I'm also looking at sketches. And so here's some of what I was talking about on the post-it notes. A lot of these are challenges that are going on right now, and I love to participate in challenges. It keeps me going and keeps me inspired and challenged. And so I have just printed off different sketches that are on challenges, tried to match those up, and if they work, great, then I'll be able to enter those. So on the post-it note, I've just put down what photo it is, what paper I'm working with, and the embellishments that I've already picked out to use, as well as punches or stamps or, you know, anything like that that I've already looked at and I've pulled, because I try, when I go to the crops, I don't want to take my entire room. I have too much stuff. So I try to really focus on just the layouts that I'm going to be working on. So this particular time I had several different paper packets, several different themes and things like that. So I had a lot of different products that I could be bringing. And so the only way to keep it pared down to a manageable amount was to look at the layouts as what I'm going to use and just pull those products that I want to use on those layouts, and I'm going to stick with those and just not going to have extra stuff to play with and to sit and make my decision process that much longer. One of the other ways that I like to pack if I'm going away to a crop to try to not bring so much stuff is to work on one specific theme, either birthday photos, Christmas photos, you know, different things like that that you could scrap lots of different photos but still use most of the same products and the same embellishments. And so that's another thought when you're packing for your kits. So I think that pretty much sums up that. So now let's see how all of this is going to fit into my bags. So first thing, I'm going to start packing up all of my kits and the package of cardstock that I have. And the rolling tote has this mesh pocket in the very front, and so I'm putting as many as I can up in there. And it has this little flap, so I'm just going to pull it up. And then there's an extra, probably 1.5 inches in the front of that zips up, so the rest of the paper and the cardstock's just going to go in the front. And for this particular crop, I ended up packing, I think I had 16 or 17 kits plus that big pack of cardstock there. And all of that's going to fit in the front of my rolling tote. Next, I'm going to take my shoulder bag and put all of my sketches in it. One notebook is double page sketches, the other one is single pages, and then my spiral bound sketchbooks. And I'm just going to carry them all in there. And I actually did not need to take them. I don't think I used them at all since I had already matched up sketches. But I like to have them with me just in case, because I did take some extra photos and extra paper if I needed them. And then next, I'm going to take the medium organizer, and this is going to hold most all of my embellishments and punches, and you're going to see that I'm going to get a whole lot of product inside here. And so this first little divider, I'm putting all of my enamel dots, and it's going to fill up that whole first section, because if you watch my videos, you know that I pretty much use enamel dots on all of my layouts. I probably brought a package of all of the enamel dots that I own. I'm not sure, pretty close to it, but I did try to just go through and pick out the ones that matched with the kits that I had pulled. Next, I have my inks, and again, I had pulled the stamp sets that I wanted to use and then looked through the inks and just brought the colors that were going to work for the images that I wanted to stamp on the layouts. And so they're taking up 2 spots in this medium organizer. I have my Close to My Heart stamps, and then I also had 3 different colors of the Tim Holtz Distress inks. This far back corner, I'm putting all of my ATG refills, my glue dots on the rolls, a Tombow runner, my Scotch tape, and my liquid glue. That's a little refill for my trimmer, so in case something happens to the blade and I need a new trimmer. I have just one color of the Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and then now I just have punches. And again, I took, I think, maybe 4 or 5 border punches, and they're my favorite ones and the ones that were going to match up with the layouts that I was going to be using, and then a few of just the punches. I have my label punch, my butterflies. I have a large butterfly and then one with smaller butterflies, my corner rounder. I had washi that I had picked out that's in there. Those are my applicators for my Tim Holtz inks. Whenever I distress my edges of my papers and stuff, I have the rectangle one and the round one. I like both, but I have just different pads on them for the colors. And then I have my roller stamps. And so I had 2, I believe, that were the date stamps, and then the other ones were just phrases. My tiny stapler and attacher, and so I'm just kind of looking, thinking, is there anything else that's going to fit? I still had room, but that was pretty much all of my smaller tools that I was going to be using, and I was trying to keep them as to how I was going to use. And now I'm going to take the large organizer, and everything else is going to fit in this. And so all of my stamps that I picked out, and my alphabet stickers, my thickers, I think the back half of this container was all either the label stickers and stuff like you see right there, or thickers and alphabet stickers. I had more than enough. And then I probably took, I think I took about 11 stamps. And then I have all of the blocks that I'm going to need for the images that are going to go in there. I have some of these longer pieces that were either pattern paper that I'm going to cut apart to embellish, or the longer packages. I laid sideways right there, and then the smaller ones will kind of go in front, which are the smaller, like the Snap Alpha stickers, the new ones that I got from Heidi Swapp, and then these are the little label stickers, and I just keep those together with a binder clip. So they're going to go in there. So as you can tell, I had a lot of embellishments that I could choose from. That one deal that had safari stuff was just a little case of embellishments I had for some layouts that I need to get finished that's been going. These are my little packets of embellishments by color that I either stamped and cut out, or they're odds and ends I've put together. More embellishments, the metal clips. Yeah, that's October Afternoon, the 10 pins. And then these are page maps, sketches that are just on 3-ring, or little binders. What am I thinking of? The little round binder things, like a 3-ring binder. So they come from the Page Maps books. And I just stuck those in there in case I needed more sketches. There's my blocks, my stamp scrubber, my stamp cleaner. Can't forget the ATG gun. And so it's going to fit right on top because the lids to these boxes have that lip on the top, and so there's still lots of room above all that. And so my ATG gun fit just perfect without any risk of being damaged or broken if it was in there just by itself. And so that filled that part up. I have my trimmer and all of that, and so now I'm going to start packing it all into the rolling tote. This side pocket has smaller mesh pockets to the top and then bigger ones to the bottom. So that bottom one is perfect for a trimmer. I use the Fisker's trimmer, and so it fit perfectly right down there. And then I'm going to open the other side to put my stitch guide and the foam mat that goes with it. I have these sketches that I showed earlier that were sketches for the challenges, and then my Close to My Heart sketchbooks and all of that. So I keep those to the side because those were the ones that I was going to be working with. The ones in my tote bag were just extras in case I needed them for something. Then I have my piercing tool and that mat. Those are my little photo cut guides. And then I have a little case that has embroidery floss and needles, and the other one were some more stitching guides, because there were some layouts that I kind of wanted to play around and do some stitching. I have my large scissors, my smaller scissors, and then my good scissors, and then all of, well actually that was my tweezers that I just put in, and then I have pencil, journaling pens, and then just pens to write with, and I'm going to put those over on this side because they're more with my tools that I won't be using as much. I tried to keep everything to the one side that I knew I would be using, because it usually sits to my right, and then I can easily pull out my tools as I'm working and not have everything out on my table. So, oh, and I found these other embellishments, the larger enamel dots that I forgot to stick in the case, and instead of opening the case up, I just tucked them in there. So I'm going to put the large case on bottom, and then the medium one, and then my iris case that had my vacation album in it is going to go right on top. And so if you've wondered if the iris cases fit in our totes, they certainly do. I'm not sure if you filled them all the way up in the iris cases how much stress it would cause, because they are wider, but the tote is wide enough that they do fit. So then I have just my my ruled paper that goes on my mat, my wet ones. This is a little shelf that pops up that I like to use on my desk for extra storage. There's my trash can, my scrap-a-ma-bob that holds my cup holder and everything. And my Ot light is going to go in there as well.
I'm ready to crop for 3 days.
So it's going to be good and protected.
I hope you enjoyed
And I still had room. I could have
purchasing
put more
a tote,
stuff in
be
there,
sure
but
to
that was
shop
all
at my
that was on my
website,
table. That's all I had planned on taking, and so
if you
I
want more
refrained.
information about how I
So that's it. It all went in there, and I have to tell you that I was amazed that I got the shelf and my Ot light plus the large iris case along with my other ones. It all fit. So I hope that helped you to have a look at how I pack for my crops. Maybe you get some good tips for the next time you crop. If you'd like to purchase the bag or have any more information, be sure to stop by at myscrappyideas.ctmh.com, or you can contact me. If you want to see more of my process videos or how I scrap, subscribe to my YouTube channel right here at Tigger's Teachin'. And you can find me on Facebook and all of that. All the information will be at the end. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video, and I'll do a layout share of all of the layouts that I did from the kits and what I got done at this 3-weekend crop. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.